powerful with strong language throughout, the beginner's guide to L. Ron Hubbard. Hardeep Singh Kohli has got a few questions.
Why, if Jesus could turn water into wine, did he not do other things that were more relevant? I mean, if you were the Son of God and you had those powers, you wouldn't organise a piss-up at your pal's wedding. You would stop people starving. Now, I know he did that thing on the mountain with the fish and the loaves of bread, but he organised that meeting. It's the least he could do to lay on some catering. Sorry, I'm going to fucking really annoy the Christians.
My name is Hardeep Singh Kohli. I'm a writer, actor, director, presenter, model, actress, whatever. Everyone I told of my impending journey reacted either with laughter or scorn. I've 10 days to find God through Scientology.
Hardeep, fuck you.
Thank you! See, the problem with you is you're stupid. I repeat the oath and command.
I've got you brainwashed, mate.
There are really no secrets anymore.
The world is going to see Hardeep has been brainwashed. There's not going to be another job for you ever again.
How are they going to feel, man? You used the word brainwashing.
Okay.
One thing my parents taught me, instilled in me as a child, was that, and it's absolutely in the Sikh scriptures, is that there are many roads to God.
The Scientology road to spiritual enlightenment began mid-last century in America. It was invented by L. Ron Hubbard, the prolific science fiction writer living in 1950s California. It was initially dismissed by critics as harmless self-therapy, a pop philosophy for the atomic age. Scientologists believe that all people are spiritual beings called thetans, who are held back from fulfilling their potential as humans by negative past experiences, trapped in their subconscious which prevent a person from achieving success. Scientology claims to have an answer for these troublesome memories in the form of a process called auditing. This is said to be a cross between counselling and confession, a process measured by an electronic machine called the e-meter. Little is known about this ritual outside of the church. The process claims to heal the mental scars accumulated over many lifetimes, allowing the participant to live in an enlightened state. This is how the church likes to be seen today, the glamorous face of Scientology.
Let me be blunt. Scientology does have answers. And where you have failed, it's only because you lack the tools to effectively accomplish what you desire.
Why are some of the most visible people on the planet publicly singing its praises when the church is awash with accusations of cultism, brainwashing, and silent births? Will I come back a brainwashed comedian? Or will I find a religion that can deliver on its promise and unite the planet with its spiritual toolset for all?
To be honest, the thing that I'm most worried about is being brainwashed, and so is my wife.
We asked the church to take part in this film. They said, to make it perfectly clear, it is a curious choice to select a comedian who does not believe in organised religion as your presenter. It is offensive.
Offensive. But at least Los Angeles and America have recognised that I'm a comedian.
This and other restrictions imposed on the film meant we could not explore my spiritual path through the Church of Scientology. Luckily, I'd learnt that the teachings of L. Ron Hubbard are taught outside the church. It only took this religion 30 years to reach its reformation. My path is with the Free Zone, the Protestants of Scientology. The Church of Scientology treats the Free Zoners as dangerous heretics. They're not even allowed to call themselves Scientologists. Contact with them has always been difficult. My first meeting was via video link with LA. Roland is a leading figure in the Free Zone and former member of the church.
What happened in the church during the late 70s?
The church was a pretty dynamic organization. There was a sudden change in about 1982. The current management of the church took over and ousted a pretty fair number of the then senior people. These people, on leaving the church, attempted to set up their own organizations, essentially delivering the same stuff as the church does, but outside of the church's orbit. The internet has meant a flourishing of the so-called free zone, that is to say, the people outside of the church who are still active Scientologists and actively promoting and applying the so-called technology.
Roland had some advice for me regarding my auditing session, a never-before-seen cleansing ritual and the key to enlightenment through Scientology.
What should I do on my journey?
Just do it wholeheartedly, all the way. There are things about yourself that you do not wish to confront. Things that you've done that you don't want to admit to, things, weaknesses of yours that are ignominious that you would not care to mention. When you go into session, eventually, you will have to confront all of those things. Hard to do, there are many layers of it, it takes a while to do. It's not easy, but it is worth doing. As long as it's done with an auditor who will not take advantage of you.
Fuck, I hope I don't get fucked up doing this film, man. Aren't you worried? No, you're not fucking worried. You don't have to do it, do you?
Now I'm worried, very worried, although I'm not quite sure what I'm worried about. In order to fully prepare myself for auditing, I need to find a guide and mentor. It was with some anxiety that I travelled to St. Hill. Just outside of East Grinstead, it's the spiritual home of L. Ron Hubbard and the church's base in the UK. I'm here to meet Dominic, the church's highest-ranking defector in over a decade.
How do you feel when you look at it? A place you used to call home?
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's
You
really
can't go there anymore, can you?
Yeah, I understand. It's not... Hey, c'est la vie, man. That's life.
Fearful of how the church will react to his participation, Dominic insisted on meeting away from his home.
They're great people, and they really believe in what they're doing. But it's very, you know, there's people that decide over your fate. And if you don't do what you're supposed to be doing, then you're in real deep trouble.
Since leaving the church, Dom has joined a European network of free-zoners who live by and practice Scientology.
A group of the people that left formed a thing called the Ronsorg, because L. Ron Hubbard, by his friends known as Ron, so they started the Ronsorg. Ronsorg says we only apply the technology of L. Ron Hubbard. In this case, you have Ronsorg, Church of Scientology, and then you have the Free Zone as a broad thing.
So Ronsorg isn't one organisation, it's lots of little organisations.
Yeah, loads of them.
Is it hundreds of thousands, millions?
No, it's not that big at all. 10, 15, 20 staff that basically form an organisation.
The organisation is growing in Europe, but thrives in places like Russia, which are beyond the reach of the church's lawyers.
We're going to be travelling around, and you'll get a good idea.
Dominic has bravely agreed to be my guide and mentor.
What would you suggest I do next?
You want to find out what Scientology is all about. You should read a book, take a course. Good beginning course would be like HQS, which stands for Hubbard Qualified Scientologist course. Do one of those. Read the Dianetics book. Read like Fundamentals of Thought or something like that.
Tell me about the bridge.
All right. Well, if you put it like this, yeah, if you say you want to get to a higher state of existence, and you consider where you're right now is at a lower state of existence, and you want to get to a higher state of existence, well, you've got to get there somehow. And the concept is that if you don't go the right way, you'll end up in one hell of a chasm. So what you do is you walk a bridge. And Ron's writings tell you the way to go.
The bridge is the most important concept in the teachings of L. Ron Hubbard and is actually two parallel bridges. Taking part in one side helps you examine your subconscious. The other helps you with your waking life. The subconscious side is crossed by taking part in auditing. The practical side of the bridge is a series of qualifications aimed at making a person a better communicator. I've been rejected by the church, discovered the free zone, and found a mentor who's willing